Hey everyone, so we hope that you enjoyed the mackerel video feature we did several weeks ago. We really didn't expect to do this video in the first place when we were out on the west coast of Vancouver Island fishing for salmon and halibut. But when we came back from our fishing trip back from the fishing dock, we could see tons of mackerel around, and we thought we just have to do some fishing and capture that on video at the same time. Before we get into the fishing gear that we use in this video, I just want to answer a few questions because there were lots of them being posted in our comment section, on our Facebook page and in our emails. So what are these mackerels? Well, these mackerel actually come to the west coast of Vancouver Island with the warm current that make it to the eastern Pacific once every few years due to El Niños or other factors. They're not native to British Columbia, but at the same time they're not really invasive as well because this cycle has been happening for a very long time. So once every few years we'll see the appearance of mackerel on the west coast. So these mackerels are actually pretty aggressive predators. They'll pretty much feed on anything. Do they have a negative impact on Pacific salmon? Yes, they do to a certain extent because juvenile salmon actually migrate downstream from the river into the estuary, into the ocean during spring and summer, and that's when the mackerel are present, they do feed on those juvenile salmon. So they do have some impact, but at the same time, this creates a great sport fishing opportunities for families and kids and anyone who come out to the west coast Vancouver Island to visit. You can simply go down to a pier to catch them. They're really aggressive and there's lots of them, and the best way to catch them is on light tackle. Because the fish are between 1 and 2 pounds big, you don't want to use heavy equipment to target them because you want to get the most fight out of them. Even though these fish are roughly around the size of a small trout, they actually fight a lot harder than a trout. So ultralight fishing tackle is the best way to go. What we use in this video is actually a little tiny Shimano Sahara fishing reel. This is a Shimano Sahara 1000, what I've been using for small trout in lakes and rivers. And it worked great for this trip. I just happened to have it with me during this trip. This reel is fitted with 4-pound test line. Again, the fish are not very big. You don't want to use heavy line to target small fish. And the spinning rod is actually just a 6-foot long spinning rod rated between 2 and 6 pound test. And again, you're catching small fish, so you want to go as light as possible. So what fishing lure should you use? Well, they pretty much will bite on anything. We used little tiny Rooster Tail spinners, which are made by Yakima Bait, and that's what I've been using for trout and chars and northern pike minnows in fresh water, and it turns out mackerel love them as well. You can use tiny spoons, you can use tiny jigs. It seems like these guys would basically, they'll chase anything in the water. What we find is, when we started fishing at one particular spot, the first cast will usually get a fish, and you see a whole bunch of them following right behind that fish that's being hooked because they probably think that one fish is chasing down food and the rest will follow right behind, so it's a feeding frenzy. But after 2 or 3 fish, a lot of times all the fish will suddenly disappear, and you think, well, is that it? Are you going to catch any more? Well, you will, because these schooling fish are actually just swimming around, and they'll do circles. They'll actually come around after 5 or 10 minutes. They do get educated. We find that after catching a few fish, they will kind of hesitate a little bit when it comes to biting the lure. A lot of times, if you look at it in video, they'll follow the fly, they'll follow the spinner, and they won't actually bite directly at it. They'll peck at it, they'll chase it down, but they won't actually commit fully to it. So what you should do is to actually adjust your retrieving speed, twitch your lure a little bit, just the pause and the pause and certain movement will usually trigger the bites. Besides spin casting, you also notice that we fly fish for these small fish as well. The fly outfit that we use is actually a 3-weight setup. So I mentioned this before, the numbering system of the fly fishing outfit goes from 1 weight to 10 over 10 weight. So 1 being for the smallest fish and 10, well, 6, 7 weight for salmon, and the larger number is, the heavier your target species is. So 3 weight is pretty adequate. We did get into 1 or 2 fish that are fairly big, and that took quite a long time to bring, and we actually had 1 fish that was close to 2 pounds that actually snagged us up, and luckily we got it out. But definitely 3 or 4 weight is a good setup to go with. We used a floating line, except I would recommend you use a sinking line, just because most fish are further down deeper in the deeper water, and to get your fly down to the deeper water, you should use a sinking line, and that will get you into fish right away instead of having to wait for that fly to sink down for a long time. So what kind of fly should you use? Well, again, same as the fishing lure, you can use any fly pattern and those fish will chase it down. The key is to make sure that the fish will actually see it, so you need to use a fly pattern that's big enough. We actually use tiny, somewhat large salmon streamers, such as Christmas tree, to trigger the bites. But the only problem is if you're using bigger flies, the hooks tend to be bigger, and that presented some challenges when it comes to hooking the fish, because the mouths are fairly small on these small fish. There you have it. These are the fishing gear that we use to catch mackerel, and if you're going to visit the west coast of Vancouver Island in the summertime, be sure to bring some ultralight fishing tackle, and you can get into some mackerel as well. Be sure to phone the local fishing tackle store or the fishing guide to find out if the mackerel are actually close to the inshore waters to guarantee some catches. Many thanks to Big Bear Salmon Charters for letting us use their fishing dock after our charter trip. It was a lot of fun catching those fish. For more fishing information in British Columbia, please check out our website at fishingwithrod.com. Make sure you check out our Facebook page. Lots of information that don't go on our YouTube channel can actually be found on that page, and we post up different contests at times as well. Please leave a comment if you have any questions, and if you have any feedbacks or ideas, just let us know. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we're always putting up new videos, so you definitely don't want to miss them. So until next time, good luck fishing.